All right, welcome to 89.7 Contact FM's One on One. It's a very, very good evening right here from where we are broadcasting from live from our studios here at 89.7 Contact FM. My name is Eugene Anangwe. Right here, I'm joined by the queen of Mellow Monday. Is it Mellow Monday or Mellow Tuesdays?
No, Mellow Monday.
Mellow Monday.
2 times Tuesday.
2 times Tuesday. And the midweek madness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually midweek madness today.
Yeah.
Right.
That means we gotta get crazy today.
We're going to get crazy on the show today.
Yeah.
Let's see how things go right here. She's called Makeda, and she always graces your living rooms with some great vibes on 89.7 Contact FM. But I'm also as curious as you to get to know Makeda pretty well. So don't tell me anything that I already know. Today I'm here to know what I don't know about you.
Okay.
So let's start from that. Let's start from there. What do you think it is that we don't know about you, or I personally don't know about you?
Whoa. I'm not sure. What are you looking for exactly?
Everything.
Everything. Everything? I don't
Yes.
know what to tell you. I think you know generally,
No, I don't.
My story.
I only know you're called Makeda. That's all.
That's all you know, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm called Makeda. I work at Contact FM. Did you know that
That
one?
I know. Don't tell me that one.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. I grew up in Jamaica. Did you know that?
I think I know that also.
Okay. Do you know where Jamaica is?
Okay. That one I don't know. So that is good. You score a point there. So tell me more.
Okay, yes, I grew up in Jamaica. I did my schooling and everything there, and I've spent some time also in the States, even in Ethiopia, all over the place. And now I'm here. Now, things that you don't know, I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, do you have anything in mind? I'm very boring, by the way. I'm
that I
very
didn't know.
boring.
That I didn't
Yes.
know. So when you say you're very boring, I mean, what do you really mean when you say you're really boring?
I mean, I don't have any exciting stories to tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So when you're told to look at Makeda as a package, what is it that you can tell us about yourself in terms of packaging yourself as a person? What can you tell us?
I mean, professionally, as you may or may not know, I have the show, of course, daily, 1:30 to 3, shameless plug, the switch. But I DJ at different events, at weddings and at parties and things like that. And I also MC at different events. And that's what I've been doing since I've been here in Rwanda. Soon, I hope to also do some TV. I just love media, communications, and entertainment.
Now, you've told me that you've spent most of your life out of Rwanda. This is what you say, and that at least I knew a bit of that. But there's a part that probably people don't really understand. What is it that inspired you to come back? Because you were featured in one documentary about those who are in the diaspora coming back to Rwanda. What was that thing that made you come back home?
Right. You know what? It was really by chance. It was really by chance. One day, I wasn't planning to come. And one day, my mom told me that she was taking a trip to Ethiopia. And I decided to come. I was working at that time at an Apple store. And
At how old were you at that time?
This was about 4 years ago.
4 years already working?
Yeah.
No. Let's understand
hello?
that part. You were already working at 4 years.
This was 4 years ago.
All right. Thank you for clarifying that part.
Okay, this was about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And she told me that she was going to Ethiopia. I was working at an Apple store, and I wasn't planning to go with her or anything like that.
Yes.
And I got a big bonus actually at work. And I was like, it's a sign. Because I had been thinking about traveling and stuff like that, but I hadn't made any plans. So when I got the check, I took it as a sign, and I just decided to go with her. And I said, well, if I'm going to Ethiopia, I might as well just go over to Rwanda.
So while you were away, during those times when you were away from Rwanda,
right?
What are some of the stories or thoughts that you had about Rwanda when someone was telling you about your home? What were those thoughts that were running in your mind?
I can't lie to you. I didn't think that much about Rwanda, growing up. I only knew about the genocide you know. My father is Rwandan, but I didn't really grow up in the same household as my father. So, I mean, he would tell me a few things about Rwanda, but not really in depth when I spoke with him. So, I mean, I didn't know much about it.
Okay.
You know, my family didn't know much about it. My mother is a Jamaican, so I grew up around all Jamaicans. So I didn't know anything about Rwanda until I was maybe 20 or something like that. I went to a Rwanda convention and in the States. And then that's when I met some Rwandans and I saw some things and I learned some things. And then that's when I first kind of, I guess a seed
fell
was,
in love with what
was planted, I suppose.
in your mind. Yes,
Right.
yes.
And then I was curious to learn more. So I had been doing a few things. So I guess now in hindsight, it made sense that I had come here to just see the place for myself.
So looking at that journey, ever since that period when even Rwanda was not ever crossing in your mind,
Right.
to the point when you went to this convention and then that seed was planted in your mind,
Right.
to today, that this period and this moment that you're here, how can you gauge the growth? Can you gauge the process of all these things that have happened to today?
You know what? It's really confusing for me because even now, sometimes I think, wow, if someone told me a few years back that I was going to be in Rwanda working or living here or anything, I would say, no, I don't think so. You know? And sometimes I think, I think that it's hard for me to really even wrap my mind around, now, after having been here for so long. Even now, I'm still like, wow, I'm actually living in Rwanda. I'm learning Kinyarwanda. I'm like,
let's talk about the learning part. How much do you know today?
I know a little bit. I mean,
Muraho
neza. You know, okay.
Wariichi uyu munsi.
You saw, I came to work today.
Wariichi uyu munsi.
See, I don't know that much.
Okay, bon appetit.
Bon appetit. No. I know I can do like very simple things.
Okay.
Greetings
Okay.
and I can go shopping.
Okay.
I can
Without
talk
being-
with a taxi driver or
Yes,
something
yes,
like that, you
yes.
know. But I can't really make a lot of sentences and things like that. No. But I'm learning.
Okay. Now let's talk about your childhood, because there are people who see and probably have a perception about those living in the diaspora coming back home. They always feel these ones are those ones who have lived the good life.
Right.
Especially when you look at Makeda, they say that one, those are the lucky ones.
Why me?
You know. So tell us a bit about your childhood. How was life when you were young?
I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm one of the lucky ones and I had a great life. And I mean, I did. I had a very good life. But yeah, I understand what you mean by people having the perception that maybe it's all only rich kids or something like that. And I can say I was never rich growing up, but I had a great childhood. I can't complain at all. I think I'm a little bit different from some other diaspora. I think people automatically think that someone from the diaspora is from America or from the UK, Belgium, France, or something like that, you know? I actually grew up in the Caribbean, and the Caribbean is a lot like Africa. Jamaica, there's so many similarities between Jamaica and Rwanda, just in terms of, you know, a lot of things. It's not as fancy as a lot of other places. It's not first world, I guess. So a lot of people always ask me, when you came to Africa, weren't you like shocked to see
culture shock or something
right.
like that?
And in some ways, yes, culturally, yes, but I didn't have culture shock in terms of the way that people were living or quality of life or anything like that.
But the staring was one of the culture shocks that you told me about.
Yes, but that's in Rwanda only.
Okay.
That's, I mean, I got that only in Rwanda. In Rwanda, for some reason, people just love to stare. And some people agree with me. Some people say that, no, you know, it's not true. But I think, yes. Honestly, do you notice that?
Does it make you feel offended when people stare at you?
At first, I felt, very, very uncomfortable with it. But now I just realized that it's just something that...
You're now used to it.
I'm used to it. And also, I don't think that people are being malicious with it. I think that it's just, you know, something that... I don't think that people realize that it's offensive, you know? I think they just are curious and they're just looking, and it is what it is. But you haven't realized that people, or you don't notice it.
I'm not Makeda, so why would they stare at me? Now
You see, this is what people do.
Let's talk about your DJing part. You'd say you're a DJ, and let's look at that kind of DJ lifestyle
Right.
that you've managed to get yourself into. How easy has that been for you? Because especially being a lady, and how was that seed planted in your mind that you can take a mixer and entertain people, keep them in their dancing floors?
I mean, it's the same way I came here. I kind of tripped and fell into DJing as well. I came here and I was partying a lot. I came in the summertime and I was having a good time, but I realized that I wasn't hearing a lot of the music that I was used to, or a lot of the music that I would have liked to have heard. So some friends of mine had a nightclub. I asked them, can I just like have a night there and just throw a party and just play some of the music that I really like? And they agreed. So I asked another friend of mine, he's not living around here anymore, but just to show me around virtual DJ, just so that it sounds like it's smooth. It's not just straight from iTunes. So he showed me around a little bit. And that party was really, really good. Everyone loved it. Everyone had a great time. And
Yes.
I was encouraged by that. So I did another one. People liked it. And
that's how you now...
yeah, and I found that people started asking me to DJ and offering to pay. And I was like, what?
Do you think
Yeah.
think at some point the reason why they tell you this is probably because of your looks and not because of what you deliver? Have you ever thought of that? That probably they're just using you because of your looks and the fact that you're a lady doing this?
Okay, I think that on some level, maybe I could get some jobs, not just because of my looks, but maybe because having a female DJ can be somewhat of a gimmick, I suppose, right? But I don't think that that's why in those first times people were asking me to DJ. And that's just because if that was the case, they would just ask me to attend the party or to, host or something like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Be on the mic. I mean, I was already on the radio. I could have been a host or whatever it was. And also, I think everyone realizes how important music is to an event. Nobody wants to hire someone who plays
What do you
crappy
hate?
music.
What do you hate about local DJs? Because you say you love partying, and it was through that you even decided, okay, I'm not getting what I really you am used to. What is it that you hate about local DJs here?
Well, I don't hate anything about local DJs.
What is it that you don't like?
Well, it's not that I don't like any things about.
What is it that you
DJs.
detest then?
I don't detest anything about local DJs, but my point was when I said that I wasn't hearing things that I was used to or that I wanted to hear,
Yes.
it's that music here is different from how it is where I was living before. That's it. So I wanted to hear other songs. I wanted to hear a different kind of music. I wanted a little bit more. I just wanted to hear something different, something that I liked. And so I thought maybe other people wanted that as well. Something that I think can happen very often here in Kigali is that you can go to, say, 3 different clubs and you're going to hear the same songs everywhere that you go to, So
our local DJs are not researching enough, and they're
It's not that they're not
playing.
researching enough. It's that there is music that are crowd pleasers here. You can be a DJ and you can play only a certain few songs and you're always going to get good reception from that. And a lot of times that's what promoters want. They want those songs that are crowd pleasers. Now, I understand that, and that's why I couldn't go to a DJ and say, stop playing that, play whatever I want to play. That's why I decided to go
be the
and
one
play my own music at another place. But sometimes I feel myself now playing a lot of the crowd pleasing songs that I know is being played everywhere else, but that's what people like and people are dancing.
So you end up also bringing back
for sure.
the things that probably you wanted to change yourself.
Well, okay, I think that we're talking at that time. I wasn't used to the music here at all.
Okay.
I wasn't listening to East African music in Jamaica. I wasn't listening to Nigerian music or anything like that. So I thought it was nice, but the thing is, I wasn't hearing a lot of the dance hall that I was listening to or the hip hop or anything like that I was used to from where I was growing up.
Okay.
So now I try and incorporate everything when I'm DJing.
Okay.
you
Okay.
know?
Let's talk about the most embarrassing moment when you're DJing. What was that incident that you can share with
You
us?
know what? It happens all the time. Sometimes when I get really hyped up, I will make a mistake and the song that's playing, like for instance, a song is playing, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect song to play after this. Everyone's gonna love it. And then I'll accidentally put it on the wrong table, and it'll stop the song that's playing and just immediately start that one. Do you understand what I mean?
I get it. Then it goes silent for a
It
moment.
doesn't go silent, but it just stops it abruptly and the other one starts. And maybe it starts slowly or something. And then it just kills the vibe. And everyone's like, DJ. And I'm like, no, just kill me. I just want to melt into the ground. But normally people don't remember. And, it's fine in the end. But I hate when that happens. I'm always so embarrassed.
So you've never been thrown bottles at in a club?
No one's ever thrown a bottle at me. Thank God. Knock on wood. Hopefully no one ever will.
Let's talk about the switch.
Okay.
Right? This is where you meet your fans every day. That is every weekday, right here on 89.7 Contact FM.
Shout out to the Switch fans.
No. This is not the switch. Listen, what is this? What does this show mean to you? What is the switch?
Okay, the Switch. Actually, you know what? I didn't come up with the name The Switch. The person who was here before, I took over the show. The person who was here before came up with the name The Switch, and the concept behind it was that, you hear music and stuff like that, and when people come onto my show, the vibe switches to something else, right? And I still try to keep that concept. But I it's a request show. It's I have the fans there every day, and I love doing the show because it's so interactive. People Facebook, tweet, call, send in SMSs, and it's really nice just to feel the love that people are actually listening to you, and people like your effort. But also I like that what people are listening to, what they like.
Yes. And you give them that.
Right.
Now, let's talk about those annoying moments or things that you feel some of your fans do or during the switch. What are those things?
I know exactly what you mean. Earlier today, I saw you. And there is something that lately some people have been doing. And I think that, I don't think they have bad intentions.
Yes.
I think that people try to promote their friends,
Yes.
And that's not a problem. But the thing is, or not only their friends, but I don't know, maybe whatever. But when there is like 6, 7 different profiles, requesting for the same song, it gets a little bit annoying. You know what I mean? Especially when it's just, I've never gotten a request for this song before, and then one day, like 7 people are asking all at once. Because it's like, okay, fine, I can do that for you, but why the aggression?
So at the end of the day, you read it like malice. You don't find it normal.
Well, the thing is, when that happens, I don't read it as malice, but it comes in like spam. That's the problem. It's almost like you're spamming my page at that point, because it's anyway. That's just a quirk. It's not something.
What else?
That's,
What else?
It's
What
really
else?
a
What
big
else really?
deal. Nothing else annoys me about. To be honest, I never get pissed off. When I'm in a bad mood, I'm always looking forward to coming to work, just because all the people that listen to the Switch and who reach out and who interact with me are so cool, so nice. You know what I mean? I don't have any complaints about the Switch fam, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It always puts me in a good mood.
Okay. So let's talk about the issue of something that I'm sure the gents who are listening to the show today are really waiting to hear. Is she seeing someone or not?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Probably without even mentioning the name of that person.
Right.
What's that profile like of that person who Makeda would not want to date?
I'm sorry. You want me to tell you?
Yes. What's the type of person that you would not want to hang out with as your boyfriend? I'm flipping the question.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess someone who is self-centered or too arrogant. I really don't like arrogance. I really don't like someone who's extremely egotistical and stuff like that. That's one thing that really I would never be attracted to.
So I'm sure when I ask you the question, you'll just say the opposite of what I've just said.
More than likely, yes.
All right. So let's talk about also the issues of your future plans, because you say you intend or wish to go TV. But when you look at the media landscape in this country, what do you see? What do you see as some of the problems that probably are hampering talents like yours probably from exploding and fully exploring their potential?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think that there's any force out there that's really hampering people. You know, what I think it is that there is nothing that's really, not to say that there's no one that's promoting it, but there is limited places where you can go and someone can really help you to hone your craft, or who can really lift you up and promote you and just put you somewhere.
Yes.
You really have to do everything yourself,
yes.
which I think is good and bad. It's unfortunate because a lot of people have talents that they can't explore because they just don't know how to do it, or they don't know, you know, the way to do that. But it's good because it separates the people who really, really have that drive and who are going to put in that extra 110% from the people who, you know, maybe they can do something else or they don't really mind, you know. It's the jungle, man. You gotta do it for yourself.
Do it for yourself.
Right.
So
right.
looking forward, as in closing, what then should we expect from you looking forward?
I mean, you know what? I can only hope to just keep growing. You know, I don't want to leave radio. I love radio, but I do want to get into more TV, and doing different things with that. You know, I really just want to grow as a personality here in Kigali. So I don't have any specific projects that I really want to talk about today, or that I, you know, can really pinpoint and say, yes, look for this thing.
Yes,
I'm not
yes,
plugging
yes,
really
yes,
anything
yes,
today,
yes.
but hopefully, you know, I'll just be growing, and one day I'll be like you.
Oh, all right. Now I try. Now in closing, you have been part of the Dinner and Blanc party in terms of those who have attended.
Right.
Recently, I hosted a blogger here who was so annoyed at the organizers and had a peace of mind from himself
Yeah, you did.
to the organizers.
Right.
What would you tell that person today if he's listening right now?
I mean, I don't think there's anything that I would tell him that he hasn't already heard.
Do you think he was correct? Do you think he was right?
You know what? I think that he had some points, but I think that the way he conveyed his message was just... I think, you know, some of the comparisons that he made was a little bit, you know... It didn't follow. You know what I mean? And because of that, I think what he was saying lost a bit of credibility. Had he said it in another way, I think that people would have taken it a lot better. But that has been so exhausted in Twitter and all over the place that really, there's nothing I could really say. I mean, honestly, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. If they ask me to come back and host again next year, I definitely will. I love the event. I don't have anything to really say about that, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Makeda, for gracing one-on-one right here. I'm sure those who have been thinking they know you better, I'm sure there's something, one or two things that they say, I didn't know about that.
There you go.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being on the show. And we definitely wish you all the best.
Thank you for asking me on.
All right. And I see your fam is going cuckoos on Twitter.
Oh, hi,
Maliki
fam.
is there, and he's happy that you really gave them a shout out, the Switch fam.
Oh,
and Lucy
nice.
Mbabazi, thank you so much for the tweets. I wish I could have more time to read all of them. I have Francois Gatete also right there giving you a shout out and much respect for the Gully tunes. This is what he's saying over there. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Makeda, and definitely all the best.
Thank you too, Eugene.
Yes. Did the madness come out?
In a way, I suppose.
Okay. All right.
Anyway.
Thank you so much for being on One-on-One.
Thank you too.
All right. There you have it. Makeda of The Switch right here on 89.7 Contact FM. She says that definitely pursuing her dream of, making it in life and inspiring those who she expects to inspire continues. Of course, from me, it is a wrap. Thank you so much for being on One-on-One, and thank you for listening. Goodbye for now.